In this one, we will use substitution to solve for this differential equation. What we will substitute is inside the square root here, because if that is just a variable, let's say z, it will be a lot easier to handle. So I will start with that. And then z equal to 5x plus y. And then we will take derivative both sides with respect to x. So derivative with respect to x on both sides. Derivative of z with respect to x will be on the left hand side. And derivative of 5x will be just 5. And derivative of y with respect to x. That's what we have. Next, we will solve for dy over dx, because after all, in the original equation, that's what we have. So we're going to solve for dy over dx by minus 5 on both sides. So we have dy over dx equal to dz over dx minus 5. That is our substitution. Now if we substitute this into the equation, the original equation, we will have, let's just say, then we substitute that into the initial equation. We will have dz over dx minus 5 equal to square root of 5x plus y. Now 5x plus y, we did let that equal to z, so we don't have that. So we use square root of z instead of 5x plus y and minus 5. Right. Now this is convenient because we do have negative 5 on both sides. So we will just cancel the negative 5 on both sides. So we have square root of, absolute value, derivative of z with respect to x is equal to square root of z. That is very easy to do with a simple separable equation. So separable equation, I will move square root of z on the left hand side and move the x on the right hand side. So after separable, we should have 1 over dz, 1 over square root of z dz equal to dx. That's the separable equation. Multiply dx divided by square root of z. Right, and we integrate both sides. On the left hand side, we can write z to the negative 1/2. The right hand side with just dx, and let's integrate both sides. Integral of z to the negative 1/2 is z to the 1/2 over 1/2. And integral of a constant 1 will be just x plus c. Divided by 1/2 is multiplied by 2. So we have 2z to the 1/2 equal to x plus c. And subtract x on the left hand side, we will have 2z to the 1/2 minus x equal to c. And finally, z is 5x plus y. We substitute back in and we have 2 square root of 5x plus y minus x equal to c. And that's what we have for this equation.